Right. So lately, everybody's talking about this HMPV thing, right? This virus going around in China.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but after COVID, like every time I hear about a new virus,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get that feeling like when your phone's on 1% battery,
Oh, yeah,
you know something bad's about to happen.
for sure.
But we're going to try to equip ourselves with knowledge instead of fear today.
Yeah.
We're doing a deep dive on this HMPV thing.
Absolutely.
We found this video on Money Control's YouTube channel.
Sounds good.
We're going to figure out what this virus is, how worried we should be,
Right.
and what we can actually do to protect ourselves.
I like it.
So first things first.
Okay.
What's this HMPV thing?
Well,
The video mentioned that it was only discovered in 2001.
right.
So it kind of sounds like a new virus on the scene.
Yeah, so that's where things get a little interesting.
Okay.
It was officially identified in 2001,
Okay.
but turns out HMPV has actually been around for at least 60 years.
What?
It's part of the same family as the virus that causes pneumonia, and it's a pretty common respiratory pathogen.
60 years.
At least.
So this virus has been around,
Yeah.
and we're just now figuring it out.
We're just getting to know it.
So that's kind of reassuring in a way, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like it's not some brand new thing.
Right.
So what about the symptoms, though?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
should people be looking out for?
The symptoms are actually very similar to the common cold or even COVID.
Okay.
So we're talking about cough, fever, fatigue.
Like the usual suspects.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, for sure.
There's uninvited guests.
Uninvited, for sure.
Yeah.
I know them very well.
Yeah.
But the video also mentioned that this HMPV can lead to some more serious respiratory issues,
Right.
especially for vulnerable populations like
Yeah.
children
Sure.
or the elderly.
Especially for those groups.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then there's this whole thing in China.
Right.
They're seeing all these reports about hospitals getting overwhelmed with all these HMPV patients.
Yeah. Particularly with children.
Yeah, so many kids.
It's really concerning.
Yeah, it's really scary.
It is.
Why is it that we're suddenly seeing this surge of HMPV cases?
Well, it's probably a combination of factors, but one thing that the video really highlighted is something called the catch-up effect.
Okay.
So, after years of lockdowns,
Yeah.
our immune systems are kind of playing catch-up now. They're encountering all of these viruses they haven't seen in a while,
Right.
and this is leading to more severe illness in a lot of people.
So our immune system's like behind on its bills
Yeah, exactly.
after coming back from vacation.
It's like, oh no.
All these bills piled up.
Yeah, and it doesn't know where to start.
So how do we protect ourselves?
Right.
Is there a vaccine?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the answer is no, not yet.
No vaccine. Okay.
Not yet.
Well, is there any chance that because it's in the same family as the pneumonia virus,
Mm-hmm.
could a pneumonia vaccine provide some kind of cross protection?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
And that is something that researchers are definitely looking into.
Okay.
But for right now, we just don't know for sure.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
In the meantime, what can we do?
Right.
What can we do to protect ourselves and our families?
Well, the good news is
Okay.
a lot of the preventative measures that we all learned during COVID,
Yeah.
they still apply.
Yeah.
So we're talking hand washing, wearing a mask when you're in a crowd,
Right.
staying home if you're sick,
Mm-hmm.
avoiding close contact with anyone who's feeling under the weather.
Social distancing?
Yeah, all of those healthy habits.
Okay, so just like the classic stuff.
Yeah, the classic stuff.
Nothing new and fancy.
It may not be glamorous, but it works.
It works.
Yeah,
Got to do it.
exactly.
So this situation in China, it's really concerning.
It is.
But it's not time to panic.
Not yet.
But we should stay informed.
Absolutely.
Rely on credible sources
Yeah.
and take those preventive measures seriously.
I think that's the best we can do.
So to sum it up, HMPV is something to keep an eye on,
Yes,
especially if you're susceptible to respiratory illnesses.
for sure.
It's not time to panic, but it's time to be proactive.
Exactly.
We can't just wait until it's too late.
We have to be prepared.
So this HMPV thing, it just goes to show you that even common respiratory viruses,
Right.
they can cause some serious problems,
Especially when there's no vaccine.
especially when there's no vaccine.
Yeah.
And this makes me think, like, how can we as a global community
Mm-hmm.
be more prepared for outbreaks like this in the future?
That's the question.
What do we need to do?
What can we do better?
Yeah,
Big questions.
big questions.
Yeah.
Well, that's something for our listeners to think about.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Of course.
Knowledge is power.
Always.
And taking small steps, like washing your hands, it can make a really big difference.
Absolutely.
we can protect ourselves and the people around us.
Exactly.
Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll catch you next time.
See you later.